at the table of victory. Victory has never felt so sweet. It's a different flavor than just a win. It goes beyond cutting a 6-tier cake of success. At its best, it's an aroma that only the resilient can smell. It has a spice that only those of integrity can digest. Victory goes deeper than the temporal feeling of happiness. It lasts longer than the sound of a butterfly. It's a Love Jones. A Love Jones that connects heart to purpose, truth to justice, and pain to rainbows. Victory is the standing ovation of strength and tenacity within you. It has a kindred spirit with endurance. The aftertaste of serenity is one that is priceless. True victory is recorded in the books. If one really wants to know the story, it's discovered in the pages of your life. It has no end because God's favor is timeless. It speaks for itself. It even has a sound that a judge can hear. When victory arises, it heals frustration, dries the tears of Naomi, and lights a fire of boldness that even a lioness would respect. Victory has its own breath, a recipe never suited for no-shows. It gives its best even in weakness. It makes the stature of Goliath fall to his death. Everyone will not feast at the table of victory, but today is your day. Bon appetit, bon appetit, bon appetit, bon appetit.
Bon appetit, ladies. We are celebrating happy anniversary. Yes, we got our mugs. We got our hearts up. It is the anniversary of the Loveseat Podcast. Oh, my heart's, you got to move our hearts. We were taught that, one of our guests. I love it. Happy anniversary. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it's been 2 years since we started the Loveseat Podcast in 2022. And wow, God has just been amazing, just faithful. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And thank you for joining us on this very special time of the Loveseat Podcast as we're celebrating 2 years. And so thank you for joining us. This is a special segment. And so we cannot do this show without you. As you know, the Loveseat Podcast is about keeping your heart up. Isn't that right? Co-host?
Yes.
Keeping your heart up, right?
Yes.
Keeping your heart up, not down, not beneath, not below your worth, not below what man says or woman says, but keeping your heart up by knowing who and whose you are. Oh my goodness. And so how do we do that? We do that by helping you love yourself freely, fully, and unconditionally. And so I am your host, Corinda Dion. And as always, every month, faithfully, my co-hosts who are beautiful and lovely and anointed and come strong every segment that we have. They are with us tonight. So happy anniversary to Coach Pam. Happy anniversary to Andrea Hayes. Happy anniversary to Minister Rose. So excited. Ladies, how are you feeling tonight?
Great.
Feeling great.
Excited.
Yes. We've come a long way. I remember when we had our first show. I remember when we had our anniversary show last year. We had some amazing women to come and grace the platform and just celebrate with us. And tonight, we've got some men celebrating with us. I'm real excited. Yes, I know, Andrea, I know you're excited. So we have I'll give it away. I'll give their names away now. We have Anthony with us, Anthony Hayes, who is Andrea's husband. And we have Pastor Melvin Hines, who is with us from Grace Worship Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Loveseat Podcast.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody.
So glad to have you guys. So glad. Listen, they already said once their segment is up, they said, peace, we are out. They said we are done, but we appreciate the time that they're going to share with us and what they're going to talk about with us, and it's going to be great. So you want to stick around for that. But before we get into our mail segment, we want to talk about and just kind of recap a little bit regarding our anniversary and what that means for us. And so talking about how we have evolved and where we see ourselves going. Coach Pam, what would you say to that?
Where we see ourselves going. I think we've been very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I host, you have a vision for where we going and how we going to get there. I think we work well together.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's like, our communication and how we get along.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree, Coach Pam. I would agree. Absolutely. It truly has been, I'm saying that with all sincerity. It truly has been a pleasure to work, for all of us to work together. We bring different things to the table, but we respect each other in that capacity, in that space. We're very supportive, and I could not have asked for just a better team of co-hosts as we go to the next level. Andrea, what would you say? How have we evolved and where we see ourselves going?
I think we are leaders. We have owned what we are speaking on. We're getting more confidence in speaking on the topics that we are talking about. Mm-hmm. And we're just about reaching more women out there, the everyday woman, and we're bringing advice about that because, it's not easy being a woman.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. I know.
Those mini hats that we have to wear.
The mini hats. The mini hats. The men are really quiet. They're listening. They're taking it all in. Minister Rose, what would you say?
I had the wonderful opportunity to go through some of our older segments, and I reposted one on the Facebook page for the Loveseat Podcast, and it was our very first one. So I actually watched the whole thing, and you could definitely see the evolution.
Yeah.
Like Andrea said, the confidence, the owning our segments, we always meshed really well. I mean, you can really tell that the energy and what we do, we really do it well together. But if you guys have not seen or went back to look at our very first episode, you can definitely see the growth. And so it's just been a blessing. When we started, we were just on YouTube, your Facebook page. Now we're streaming on all different platforms, Spotify. So
yes,
growing. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yes, we are growing. We are on multiple platforms now. As you mentioned, Rose, there has been growth there. And I agree with what all of you have said. We truly have grown tremendously in taking ownership. I like that, Andrea, ownership. We're taking ownership, the confidence, and we are experts in what we do and what we put out there, and we stand by it. If we had to, if someone had to bring us a contract and say, will you sign, the things that you're speaking of, the things that you're projecting, the things that you're talking about, I would say we could all sign it with integrity. We could all sign it with integrity. We have done well. And I believe that the Lord is well pleased and is going to continue to strengthen us. I know we've talked about doing conferences or a retreat or expanding, right? This thing even larger and bigger. And I believe that we are definitely going to do that. It is done as we continue to collaborate, as we continue to work together and operate by faith. Nothing is impossible,
I want to say one thing to you, Corinda. You started this. You have been a great leader to all of us. You have pushed each and every one of us to go outside our comfort zone and just encourage us. And then you don't just be like, it's my show. You're like, oh, give me something. Great in a leader where you let us throw our creativity and our ideas as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. And Andrea, if you all didn't know, thank you so much. I received that. Thank you. If you all didn't know, she hosted one of our shows. I think it was season 3. And she did an amazing job. And I'm always pushing. I'm like, okay, who's next? Come on now. And it felt good to take that seat back. To see you all lead, to Andrea, to see you lead and to work in that capacity. So I'm excited, super, super excited about it. All right. So again, if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome to the Loveseat Podcast. Here at the Loveseat Podcast, we are helping you to keep your heart up and helping you to love yourself freely, fully, and unconditionally. This is our anniversary, 2 years. And so we are super excited. And I know you're looking because some of you all have followed us and you're wondering, okay, there are men on there tonight. Yes, we have some amazing, powerful, wonderful men who are joining us to help us celebrate. They will be speaking very, very soon. They're quiet right now, but they won't be quiet for too much longer. So just hold tight. But so excited and grateful to have, again, Pastor Melvin Hines with us from Grace Worship Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. He is the pastor of Minister Rose. And also so excited to have Andrea's husband. She has talked a lot about Anthony and the family. Great things, Anthony. So happy to have you as well. So we're going to move on to our next segment. And we always talk about how are you loving yourself today? So Coach Pam, how are you loving yourself today?
I'm loving myself by getting some rest. I went out of town this weekend and I was tired. So I slept in, got up and read my devotion and decided to do some yogurt to stretch my body. So I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm good to go.
Resting and yoga. Okay, Coach Pam, you are glowing tonight.
I was just about to say that.
Well, you about to say that?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a glow, Coach Pam. I'm
feeling good now.
Okay.
Good to go.
I need some of that rest. They have that in a bottle.
Let me do a little stretch.
A bottle, something. Need that.
Ma'am, you need to show us some of the exercises you did today.
That's the next segment.
Yes. Well, glad you had a great time and glad that you are rested and renewed. But rest is important. And so I'm so glad that you said that. How are you loving yourself today? I'm loving myself by resting. And that is one thing that we all must do. And some of us have to work hard. We got to work hard because we will go and give. But we do need to take that time to rest. So thank you for that, Coach Pam. Appreciate that. And Coach Pam, since you're glowing and so rejuvenated, please tell us about Legal Shield and what you're doing and the services that you can provide to our audience tonight.
Okay. Do you need a will? Are you worried about being a victim of ID theft? Do you need a contract signed? Have you been audited by the IRS? Are you concerned about your child ID? Here at Legal Shield, we help you get access to a provider law firm that will provide a huge variety of legal services. Services like consultation with a lawyer, document review, and defense at civil trials. And we also assist you with protecting your information, like public information, compromise of your child's identities. So we'll send ID Shield alerts about suspicious activities. And we also have licensed private investigators to restore your identity. So if you're interested, please give me a call, 214-434-0074, or email me at pamw.prosper1@gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Pam. Yes. Please make sure to reach out to take advantage of all of Coach Pam's services that she's offering. It is amazing, and she's excited and willing and able and capable to help you in this process. So thank you, Coach Pam, for that. So we are at our Love It or Leave It segment. At this time of the show, we do this every show. And gentlemen, you're gonna have to partake in this one. So now, all you have to do is, it's very simple. We're going to pose a question, and if you like it, love it, then you come on, Anthony. Anthony, you back. All right now. That's what I'm talking about.
I've seen a couple episodes.
You've seen a couple episodes. That's what I'm talking about. You put your heart up. So Pastor Melvin, if you like it, you put your heart up. If it's something that you don't like, okay, Pastor, okay, all right. Then you keep your heart down. Pastor Melvin, show your heart one more time. That was different. Show that heart one more time. Okay. All right. I'm gonna learn that one. That was good. All right. So audience, we definitely, if you're listening to us, I know we cut up every time. You never know. But we want to know, love it or leave it. So here is the question for tonight. Are you all ready? Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. The question is, outside of a relationship or marriage, should you celebrate anniversaries? Meaning, should you celebrate the anniversary of your ministry, the anniversary of your business, the anniversary of you being and walking into entrepreneurship? Maybe if you wrote a book, should you celebrate anniversaries that are outside the scope of a relationship? So if you say, yeah, I'm loving that, you should do that, you can put your heart up. Yeah. Okay. Everybody has their heart up tonight. All right. Love it. So I'm gonna get some feedback from one of our male guests and one of our co-hosts. Minister Rose, why did you put your heart up? Why is that important?
Oh, definitely. I think that anytime you are an entrepreneur, you write a book, you have a ministry, you should celebrate yourself and celebrate that victory.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Should not go without saying.
Coach Pam, your heart was up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you should always reflect on your accomplishments to see how far you've came, and help you to plan and see what you want to do in the future. I think it also encourages you to keep going.
Yes, to keep going. Yes. Pastor Melvin Hines, you had your heart up. So tell us what your thoughts are.
I believe, just like Coach Pam said, that we should celebrate everything, every milestone, because it's history. And then when you celebrate, you also can leave a legacy for others to see.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Anthony, what you had your heart up. So what would you say?
I hate to say the same thing, but I have to agree with Coach Pam also that celebrating the milestones just give us encouragement to keep going to realize where we've come from and where we are now and what we have left to go to.
That's good. Okay, Andrew, I can't leave you out now. Your husband, and he didn't drop some good stuff, but I know you got something now. So why did you have your heart up?
I just want to thank God for accomplishing what I have accomplished, because everything I do it through Christ, right?
Yeah.
And so that is just a testimony of how God has blessed my life. And if I can show that to other people and it reaches them to God, then that's encouragement.
That's good. That the celebration, everything we said was great. Leaving the legacy, that we keep going, that we celebrate milestones, that we understand how far we've come, but also that it reminds us to keep focused that all of the glory and the honor and all that we've accomplished is because of Christ. It's because of his love, his faithfulness, his grace, his mercy towards us. And that celebration includes him too.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Great.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. Y'all, I don't see y'all be pushing me. That's good. I could stay there for a minute. That's really good. Yes. So if you have a business, a ministry, you're an entrepreneur, you wrote a book, whatever it is that you have done, we're saying here at the Loveseat Podcast, you need to celebrate. You need to celebrate what God is doing in your life. You need to celebrate that milestone each and every year. Yes, thank you, Robert. Remembering that this is the day the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice. Y'all ready? Y'all, is this the Loveseat Church or what? We can right have. Woo, yo, goodness. I mean, we got okay. Did you know y'all, Pastor Melvin's on here. I know he has a word. He has to keep a word. Minister Rose is on here. I know she's got a word. She always bring a word when she has her segments. And I'm on here, and then it just keeps flowing and flowing. I mean, my goodness. All right. So we're gonna keep it moving. But yes. So celebrate those achievements. Celebrate what God is doing. Rejoice and always be grateful for how God has used you in the capacity that He's using you. And even if it's just you, even if you just have to take yourself out to dinner, even if you can't do a big banquet or you're looking at, well, I can't afford to do anything big. That's okay. Even if it's just you, it'll be you and the Lord saying, congratulations, job well done. Keep moving, keep going, don't quit. So I just wanted to say that so you don't get discouraged about, well, I don't have. No, it ain't about what you don't have. Look at what you do have and keep going. Okay. All right. That's good because I felt like we needed to. All right. I'm done. All right. So our men's segment is coming up. But before our men's segment, we do want to, we have a short video ad. We are doing something new and exciting, and we are sharing the emotional detox workshop with you. So we are going to play this ad and show a flyer. We're going to speak briefly on that, and then our men are coming to talk to us.
In a world full of chaos and uncertainty, the emotional battles we face can seem insurmountable. But what if there was a beacon of hope, a guiding light amidst the darkness? Could the women in your ministry or faith-based organization be silently suffering, enduring the weight of their pain alone? How do we heal from the depths of despair, overcome the crushing weight of failure, learn to wear our scars with grace and resilience? Introducing 12 Rounds, How to Detox Emotionally and Win. Join Minister Corenda Dion as she guides you through a journey of healing and transformation. In this workshop, you will discover how to alleviate stress, build emotional resilience, and reclaim your mental and heart health. Are you ready to let go of what's holding you back emotionally? To embrace God's promises for your life with unwavering faith? Contact us today at stress-easy.com or call 704-629-8137 to reserve your spot and embark on a journey towards emotional freedom and victory. The path to healing begins now. Take the first step.
Yes, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. When I get serious, I take my glasses off. If I take my glasses off, we getting ready to get down to business. It is time. I'm getting serious about it. I'm so excited. Ron, if you have the flyer, if you can put that up, Rose and myself, we are starting this movement, and I am just so elated regarding the emotional detox workshop. We are calling on faith-based organizations and churches to please join us for an information session on May the 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can learn more about emotional detox, how it can build the resilience of your women, the emotional resilience of the woman in your church and ministry, how it can help with increasing your mental health and heart health, how it can also help with increasing the the empathy, the spirit of empathy within the women of your ministry and church. It is an amazing workshop. And so again, please, I am asking if you are interested in learning more about the emotional detox workshop, how we can bring it to the women of your church and your ministry. Join us for the information session. You can scan that barcode, QR code, and it will be via Zoom, May the 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is time for us as women to heal, and to heal emotionally, and to heal from the inside out. So I am super excited. Rose, are you excited?
Super excited.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When I talk about it is really going to be a refreshing for the women in your ministry, a time of restoring, a time of harvest. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. I feel it. I just know that God's presence and his anointing is on this work. He gave it to me specifically in what I was going through. And I know it's a testament to share with other women. Rose also went through the 30-day emotional detox regimen, and she will be talking about her experience with that. So again, calling leaders, pastors, women in ministry, women in that are a part of churches and faith-based organizations. Let's make this amazing by having this emotional detox workshop presented at your church or faith-based organization. All right, so ladies, a part of our anniversary, we have some special guests, and we are doing a male segment this year to celebrate our anniversary. And again, I am super excited to hear what these awesome, amazing, anointed men have to say. We're talking about spiritual leadership. We're talking about relationships. I mean, we're talking some good stuff tonight with these two powerful men. So ladies, can you put your hearts up as we welcome again Pastor Melvin Hines, yes, from Grace Worship Center in Chesapeake, Virginia, and keep your heart up for Anthony Hayes. Andrea, her boo is on here tonight. Yeah. So we are excited to have you both. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you for celebrating our anniversary with us in this capacity. And so we are going to go ahead and start with our questions. So Coach Pam, I think you're going to start us off tonight.
Okay. What are 3 things you feel every wife needs from her husband?
First, I want to say happy anniversary to you guys, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
I think it's so important that one of the first things I would say that they need to be able to communicate to the husband. And in communication, you have to have listening as well. And along with that, they need affection, not necessarily the affection, the affection that they want and that they desire from their husband. A lot of times, men's affection is a little bit different, and they need honesty from their husband. They need honesty up front, just pure, clear honesty. So those
that's
are 3
good.
things I really feel like needs.
Yeah, that's good. I've got a question already, but I'm gonna hold myself still for a minute, because Anthony, I want to hear from you, and then because we're gonna have some good discussion tonight. So Anthony, what would you say?
Well, I agree with everything that he said. I like to add a little stability and security. That's one thing that women will, I believe, fall apart if they don't know if they're going to have a roof over their head the next day, or if all the bills are going to be paid. Just different things like that. But other than that, my list was about the same.
That's good. That's good. And ladies, I want us to, if you have comments, or if you want to kind of ask a follow-up question, Pastor Hines, you said a couple things as well about affection, but the affection that your wife needs, not just the affection that you perceive her to need, but the actual affection that your wife actually needs. So how does he know that? How does he go about really understanding what that affection looks like for what his wife needs?
Well, through the years of marriage that I've had, it takes a good ear. I had to learn how to listen to her heart and what she desired more than what I desired as far as affection goes. Sometimes we can hear, but we're not listening through their hearts, and it's very important to listen to a woman's heart.
Oh, that's good.
And that's developed over time.
That's developed over time. That's wisdom right there. That's developed over time. If you're listening, it's developed over time. That's good. Ladies, did y'all have any other any follow-up questions that you wanted to ask regarding the first question we had for our men tonight?
I had a comment.
Yeah.
I liked how my husband said stability and,
Yes.
and security.
Yes.
Because not just with the bills, but also to be secure that I know he has a vision. I know he got me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to waver in that because I know he's relying on God's strength.
Mm-hmm.
And so that always, when storms come, right? They're going to come.
They're going to come.
I know that my husband got me. I know that, just like yesterday, I broke down at church and cried. And my husband was like, hey, God got us. You don't have to worry about this. Him saying encouraging words was like, okay, I'm good. I just needed to cry a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he gave me a hug and he was like, we're going to be fine. And that is something that I needed to hear.
That you needed. Yeah. So Anthony, let me ask you this. You when you talk about stability, security, how does a man grow in strength? How is he strengthened in that area so he can be prepared as a husband? Are there certain things that a man should do or you would suggest he do or give advice on to strengthen himself in that area of security, stability as a man?
So to kind of parallel what Pastor Hines was saying, it takes time. It takes a bit of wisdom and a bit of humility to realize that you don't have all the answers at first, and to just learn from those who've come before you. Whether you have good examples or you have bad examples of men, of fatherhood that's around you, just have the discernment in order to determine this is what I want to be like, or this is what I want to stay away from. I've had plenty of examples on both sides of the fence as I've grown.
Yeah.
And the way to develop that discernment is to have a strong relationship in Christ.
Yeah.
Reading your Bible, as cliche as that sounds, tells you exactly what it is that God wants from us.
That's
and
good.
The more you develop that relationship with God, the better of a man you can be. I mean, the choice is still yours at the end of the day.
Choice is yours. That's good, Anthony. That's good. The choice is yours. That's good. Y'all, I'm loving this. And we just on question one. I am loving this. It was something I wanted to say while I'm thinking about that. Coach Pam or Rose, did you all have any comments or anything you wanted to say regarding what they've shared so far?
Well, that's a good word.
It's good. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions per se, but just it's really good.
It is good.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question for both of you. Neither one of you can answer, or both of you can answer. And I know we got to move on, but I'm like, so we as women, sometimes we have a tendency to phone a friend, make a call, and hey, girl, I'm mad at Anthony today. Let me tell you what he did, girl. And blah 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 blah. Well, what do you think I should do, or what do you say about that? Right? We have a tendency, and I know. Let's just be honest. We know that the more people you kind of draw into your marriage, we know that that's not a healthy thing to do. But do you all as men, like, do you have that inner circle where maybe you have a male, a trusted male friend or two that do you phone a friend at times to talk through some things, or if you're upset about something, how do you all as men and husbands get through that? And either one of you can answer.
Okay. I'll say in general, no, I don't.
Okay.
But in like a broader sense, on some of the lighter things, not the heavy issues, yeah, I will vent about that.
Okay.
But yeah, when it comes to like serious core issues, that is strictly off limits.
It's off limits.
Yeah.
Okay. Pastor Melvin, do you have any comments? No pressure.
I like to piggyback back off of Anthony. I found out over the years it's real dangerous if you should be able to communicate with your loved one. You should be able to communicate with your wife about anything that's going on. When you reach outside of the relationship, friend is not in the circle. They're not sleeping with your spouse. They're not feeding you. They're not. And I'm not trying to get super spiritual, but you need to go to God first before you reach out to somebody, unless it's your mother or your father. And sometimes, depending on where they are spiritually, you really just need to communicate with your spouse, talk to them, and go to God. And that bonds you. You should be able to communicate. I go back to communicating and talking. If it's something that's not clear, something you don't understand, you should be able to go to them and communicate your need to them before you go to someone else and try to get advice.
That's good. All right, we're moving on. Andrea, I know you've got
Is it a heart?
It's a heart. Okay. Yes.
I want to see if we good.
Yes, we good, Pastor Melvin. We are good.
Okay.
So the next question is, what does it look like to serve and encourage your wife? What does it look like to serve and encourage your wife?
So in a nutshell, I don't know. I start with humbling yourself. It takes a bit of personal sacrifice. Because if you're a leader, like I said, part of it comes from being a good servant. If you can't be a good servant, how can you expect people to serve you? And so bringing that into a marriage relationship, men and women don't necessarily think the same way. And so in some instances, a lot of instances where in general, a woman is more emotional than a man. Not in all cases, because everybody's different. But when she's doing something that doesn't necessarily make sense, and this is coming from personal experience, sometimes I have to sit off to the side, stand beside myself or whatever, and let her be her. Let her do or say what it is that she has to say or what she has to get out. If it's something that she wants to chase, let her chase that thing and support her in that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect. And like I said, we're both made different, males and females. And together, like I said, we partially complete that puzzle or whatnot. And so I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
good.
I have to support her or encourage her and let her reach what it is that she's trying to reach, the goals that she's trying to get to. Even if it doesn't make sense to me. If I didn't ramble on too much, I hope that makes sense.
No, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Andrea, is he still good?
Yes, he's good.
Okay.
I know he looks at me sometimes like, what is this chick thinking? But
he's good.
I'll be like, I was like, just give me a moment. You'll see.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll get like on the same page. Eventually. Like, oh, okay.
It takes time, but eventually. Just for the record, Anthony and Andrea, how many years have you all been married?
20. Don't play. 24 years.
24 years. Oh, that deserves a heart for sure. That's great. Pastor Melvin, how would you answer that? That was great, Anthony. Thank you.
Over the years, I've been married for 42 years. And one of the first things that I learned in marriage was the Bible tells us to love your wife as Jesus Christ loved the church. And that's always been my endeavor, to love my wife as Jesus Christ loved the church. So when it comes to serving her, I serve her with everything that I have. I give her the best. I allow her to be her. A servant doesn't ask questions. Your job is to do. She becomes, y'all might not like this, but I become her servant and she's my master. And whatever she needs.
Wow.
Wow.
And I encourage her through her dreams, her ambitions, whatever. I support her in whatever she endeavors to do. And I trust the God in her enough. So then again, I become a servant because I follow her and I believe in the God in her. So I encourage her spiritually to do whatever God has directed her to do.
Ooh, that's good.
Good.
That's yeah. I'm just putting okay. Minister Rose, I don't have anything to say.
I can only say I've been blessed to see Pastor Hines not only in church but with his family and at home, and I can say what he said is true. He Pastor Debbie has a voice. You see the strength, you see the support, you see the love, and you just it's something that all marriages, couples, I think and believe are striving for. But it's definitely, you see that admiration of each other and God being the center, truly being the center.
That's good. That's good. That is good. All right, Rose, I think you have our next question.
Yes, I do. So our next question is, being called as the spiritual leader, please share, how do you lead your wife spiritually?
Well, I set the example as far as I'll call a family meeting and we'll have prayer. We study and we pray together. We have communion together. So I set the example. I set the tone for my household and my life, my family's life. That's how I do it. I even, to the point, you read and study the Bible, some things you might not understand, and you go and you rely on the wisdom and the spirit inside of my wife to give me answers as well. So learning how to follow, you can also become a leader and lead.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Anthony, what would you say?
I say exactly the same thing that Pastor Hines just said.
Yeah, that was good. That was
good. In addition to that, making the hard decisions. Like you said, setting the tone for your household. That's something that growing up, we got married young. And I take it, Pastor Hines, you probably got married pretty young too, to be 42 years in the game. Congrats. Yeah. But there was a lot of learning that we had to go through. Being married as teenagers, older teenagers and everything, and being off by ourselves for the first time and in a marriage, and calling ourselves Christians, but not necessarily knowing exactly what all of that meant, and still wanting to hang out with the friends that we made and all that. And the mischief that goes along with that, and realizing that these things don't line up. And so I had to make that decision. We made the decision, but I had to stand firm in it, that we're not going to be like those people around us. Sure, looks like fun, but we know the result of that. And going forward, getting kids involved, once we had kids, the same thing. What are we gonna, or how are we gonna raise them? Their friends, their cousins, and all of that. Where do we draw the line with what they can and can't do, or who they hang out with, and all of that, and what's allowed in our house and what's not? Like you say, we'll bump heads with family members from time to time, but we have to stand firm in that. Because if we don't, then there'll be no distinction between us and everybody else.
That's good.
Yeah, as a spiritual leader of the household, making that hard decision, Like Joshua said, as for me and my house, we will.
Come on, Anthony. Come on now. That's right. Okay. That's good. Are y'all enjoying this?
And I would even piggyback. My husband is he's like straight and narrow. It's no going left. It's no going to the right. And he doesn't steer away. And it's like, you ain't got no choice but to get in line with him, me and the boys. We don't have no choice because he's the example for us.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, we gotta come up, we gotta step our game up. And we always told our boys, we always told each other, we are going to be exactly the example our kids need to see. So if I tell you not to do something, I'm not gonna do it as well.
Yeah.
If I say this is what we're going to do, you're going to see us do it. If you see us reading our word and seeing us listen to worship music, we're going to be that example. And so that, God is real. And
that's right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Pastor Pastor Melvin, like y'all slow now. Hearts need to be up. You're right, Pastor Melvin, because you all are saying some awesome things tonight. And I know it's blessing the men who are tuning in. It's blessing the women who are tuning in and listening. So this is good. We've got one more question, but before we go to this question, I'm asking the last question. So y'all, okay, but it's gonna be quick. But before I go into the last question, I have a sidebar. Did you all know that when you saw your wife, she's your wife now, but when you saw her, did you know that was your wife? Did it take time? Oh, who said yes immediately? Was that time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You knew immediately when you saw her.
Yes.
Wow.
She was that fine. She was that fine. Yes.
First lady, where is First Lady Hines? First Lady Hines. I hope you are hearing this tonight. Pastor Hines, you said yes. She was that. Yes. Immediately, you knew. Wow.
Yes. I think my wife and I dated. We dated 3 months before we got married, and
wow.
Our first date was church.
Wow.
And she let me know she was saved. And that's what I was praying for. Yes. So,
wow. Yes. Okay. Anthony, no pressure. Because I know you're right. Your co-host, she up here on the show. Nope.
Yep. So not the same story.
Go ahead, sir.
So yes, she was special. She was pretty. And I had no idea or any thought or whatever about marriage, but I still wanted to do things the right way.
Okay.
And she pulled me into church. I was like Bible knowledgeable, but I wasn't a churchgoer. It wasn't what we did at the time. But so for us, it was a little over a year before we got married.
Okay. That's good stuff. But it's good to hear. It's good to hear from you all's perspective. So here's the last question we have for you all tonight. And thank you again. This has been wonderful. What advice can you give those that are single, preferably men, or those are single, men or women, but those that are single, to encourage them in their singleness?
So once again, borrowing words from somebody else, there's this guy named Jesus about 2,000 years ago. He said, be faithful in the little things and you'll be, you'll be granted greater things. Pastor Hines, can you back me up on that?
He likes to do things to the T.
Yeah, but in a nutshell, even though you're single, prepare yourself for marriage. Be in the right places, be where you're supposed to be, and just do what it is that you're supposed to do. What you think that a husband would do. Be that already get into the position that you want to be in, prepare for it. And that goes along with, like I said before, following the examples of, or looking at examples of what not to do from the people around you. Finding a mentor, whether that's an official mentor or someone that you look up to, and just learning what you can from their examples of a father or their examples of being a husband.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the best advice that I could give.
I love it. That's great, Anthony. That's great. Pastor Hines.
To follow Anthony, being a father, and we got married young. I was 20 and she was 19. But to give advice to my daughters, or even this young men that I mentor, because before you try to hit your best shot, you need to prepare yourself. You need to grow your relationship with Christ, become that king, and be ready for that queen. Build your relationship with God stronger than you could ever imagine. The Bible tells us to seek ye first the kingdom of God. So as a single person, you have an opportunity to go to conferences. You have an opportunity to fast and pray without having to talk to your spouse. You prepare yourself for what you want, and then you also need to write your vision of what you believe that you want your family to be, what you want your spouse to be, because you're going to be ever revolving. But if you don't know what you want, you can't go to God wishy-washy. You can't go to God double-minded. You can't go to God changing your mind. Because when I met my wife, y'all ain't ready. I knew what I wanted, and I had told the Lord exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
And he answered prayer. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he answered.
Wow.
So it's so important. I had to prepare myself, even if it's not an example there for you to watch. You know what you want your life to be like. You know, as a man, you have to be the provider. You have to be the priest. You have to be the protector. And protecting is more than just making sure the thief doesn't knock on the door. But you have to protect your wife's heart. You have to protect her spiritually. So anyone single, prepare yourself spiritually. Get close to God as you can get. And build your relationship with God, because if God can trust you in a relationship with him, then he will give you his best to have a relationship with.
Listen, drop the mic. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Andrea. Yes.
I want to piggyback on that. What Pastor said, the testimony of praying for your spouse, right? I prayed for Anthony. I said, God, if I'm going to have a husband, I broke it down. My dad was a great dad. He still is. He would spend time with me as a daughter. He spent time with us, and I said that I wanted my husband to be right there with his kids, right? Yeah. To serve them, spend time with them, quality time, getting to know them, being an example. But I also said I wanted somebody fun loving, somebody that was funny. As you can see, he cracks jokes. Funny like my grandfather. When I went around my grandfather, it was so much joy. And so I got that joy in Anthony. And then the other person was my uncle, who was always affectionate to me as a kid. Like, oh, I love you to pieces, and hug me. Yeah. And I asked God for that. I'm like, let my husband be like that. Let him be affectionate to me, how my uncle was. And I got that, and then even more. Wow. I was like, he got to be a Christian. He got to follow your word. So I just want to tell ladies, you can find a man like that if you pray for it and sit on your boundaries and say, this is what I want, and don't bend for nothing at all.
Wow. That's good. Oh my gosh.
So I like to add on to what Pastor Hines said also about writing out your vision and being clear about who it is that you're going to be for your spouse and all of that, because that's something I learned along the way. So bumps and bruises come with learning it along the way. Right. And you can fall off the path from just falling to all the hardship when it comes to having to humble yourself because you're not planning for that next step. And when that next step get there, you're like, well, man, this road is hard.
That's
So
good.
that is a solid piece of advice right there, is to know what it is that you're looking for.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely.
Listen, this has been perfect to celebrate the Loveseat Podcast, the anniversary in this way, and talking about love and talking about relationship and talking about connection. And I mean, what a great way to celebrate our anniversary and to have you wonderful, wonderful, handsome, may I add, gentlemen on our show tonight. So we are putting our hearts up. Thank you, Pastor Melvin Hines. Thank you, Anthony Hayes, for being with us, blessing us, giving us so much wisdom, making us laugh, making us think. Because I'm like, oh, this is good. So hopefully you all will come back. We want to have you back again. I'm telling you now, the invitation is already extended. We can't wait to have you back to talk more with us. So thank you so much. Our hearts are beating. Our hearts are beating.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Andrea, you have to feel very, very special and proud and just lovely. And wherever First Lady Hines is, my goodness, she should be blushing from ear to ear. So thank you, gentlemen, again for gracing us and blessing us tonight.
God bless you all. Thank you all. Happy anniversary again. Thank God for you guys encouraging and building up women as well as men.
Thank you, Pastor Hines. Thank you so much. See you guys. I know y'all said he's out, so we ain't gonna hold you no more. Listen, our show about over. Y'all. It's gonna be some good work. Look, as a matter of fact, it's up to you all. Feel free if you need to go. We understand. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, and again, we will have you back. So again, yes, our hearts are up. Thank you, Pastor Hines. Ladies, listen. This has been wonderful. I know we always kind of get on and we talk about the flow of the show and all that we're going to do. And Andrea, you were right. The conversation was so good. You were right. So Coach Pam, Rose, Minister Rose, if you all can just hold that message, hold that segment for our last show and for season 4 for next month. If you all could, that would be wonderful. I think we have said so much tonight. It's been great. And I think this is a great place for us to pause. And so please, you are so for May, you already settled. You ain't got to get nothing. You already got it. It's gonna be right on time. Look at I got my papers. I got all my notes, my sticky.
Yeah, I was ready.
Listen, y'all stay ready. Y'all come ready. That's why I love you so much. But if you can hold it for our last show for season 4 will be next month. It will be May the 20th. So be sure to tune in. We're going to hold. We'll have our hot topics. We'll hold that for next month. If y'all okay with that, we'll hold our hot topics for next month, our segments for next month. But I do want to do this because we do this every show. We definitely do our love tip. And our love tip is a little different tonight because as normally we would just have one person share the love tip for the evening. But because this is our anniversary, I thought it would be just fitting for us to each share 1 or 2 words that we appreciate and value, that we bring to the table, that we admire so much about each other. So I do want to end at least with our love tip for the evening. So Rose, you have the awesome privilege to say something very quick and briefly about Coach Pam.
So quick and briefly, I don't know if I could do just quick and briefly.
Okay, I know.
Because Coach Pam is like the full package.
She is.
She really is. Some of the things that I wrote down, and I can say, and I would sign my name to the contract.
Oh, I like it.
Sign my name to the contract.
I like it.
First, her wisdom. So many times you meet people who have a lot of knowledge, But what Coach Pam does is she takes it a step further because she gives you her wisdom.
Wow.
So she has the knowledge, but she's walking in the wisdom.
Wow.
It in her life. You can see it in how she shares with us, that she doesn't just speak to speak. And that goes with the quiet confidence. It's like the confidence that she exudes without even opening her mouth. I would say it's like a quiet sermon.
Ooh, that's good.
She does it with grace.
Wow.
So, Coach Pam, I am so happy that I can give you your flowers so you can smell them now.
Oh my!
Thank you. You're gonna make me cry. Wow.
Ooh, that's good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wasn't expecting that.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Minister Rose. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow. All right, Coach Pam. If you can gather yourself, I'm sitting over here like ready to take my glasses off. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Coach Pam, what anything quick and brief?
Okay. Corinda, I appreciate it. I appreciate this opportunity. You're a woman of God. You're a great leader with a beautiful spirit inside and out. Very inspiring, encouraging, hardworking, a visionary, smart, and fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Coach Pam. Y'all, where is y'all? Now listen. Gracious, have mercy. Okay. Andrea.
So I have the Minister Rose. When I learned that you had became a minister, I was like, I already knew that was your calling, because every time you come on, you have a scripture, you have a word from the Lord. And don't always feel empowered when you come on to speak, because I know you have the God in you, and you shine that God on this show each and every time you speak. And it's always encouraging. It's always mind-blowing what you say. And so I just want to say thank you.
Ooh, Lord Jesus. I got this Chick-fil-A napkin. Y'all.
That's great.
This is from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A napkin. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
So much.
Andrea, I will say this about you. You truly are inspiring as a wife, as a woman that is a visionary for her, as a wife and as a mother. You give your heart. I mean, every time you speak and you talk about your segments, I see you, but I really see the heart of you. It just comes from a place of sincerity. You are consistent when it comes to talking about doing it God's way, honoring your family, how to balance it all. You come with a level of transparency and openness that women can relate to. And I'm so excited about your business, because I just believe God truly has elevated you in this season to do exactly what he's called you to do. And on a personal note, I will tell you, you encourage me to keep hope and to keep faith when it comes to love, and marriage, because I've been through a lot. You've been a great example. Woo!
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
You have been a great example for someone who has been through multiple divorces, not to give up. So thank you. Woo! Okay. Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
That my Chick-fil-A napkin. All right. And we cannot forget about Ron. Ron, you all don't see Ron. He's in the back. But let me tell you something. Ron has been faithful and committed since we started I contacted Ron and told him about the vision, and he said, Corinda, let's do it. And every time I talk to him, he is planting seed on Corinda. All right, let's push it. I want you to take it to the next level. He challenges. He's not just a producer, but he's a producer that wants to see it go to the next level. That's a real producer, a producer that says, this is not it. You have more to give. You have more to go. You have higher heights. And Ron, thank you so much for your dedication. Even when your mother transitioned to heaven, you were faithful. You kept going with us. You could have said, Corinda, I need time. You need to find somebody else, but you didn't do that. Mm-hmm. You stayed faithful. You stayed committed. Even when we go over like we're doing now, you don't complain. You just give a smile, and you always have that smile. You always have that cheerfulness about you, and you always are pushing us to go to the next level. So thank you for being the best producer for the Loveseat Podcast. Thank you for challenging us in the way that you do and making this show great. So thank you, Ron. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, ladies. Okay, well, if you've never seen us cry on the Loveseat Podcast, we did in season 4. We did in season 4. Oh my goodness. We did in season 4. My goodness. Ladies, again, happy anniversary. This was wonderful. What a great show. What a great way to celebrate 2 years and to be a reflection and to share with one another and to have the men come and to share with us. So join us, please. Our last show for season 4 will be May 20th. That will be our last show for season 4. And we have a very special guest, Melissa Crook. Melissa Crook will be with us. She is with the Embracing Layers podcast, and I've had a chance to be on her podcast. And so looking forward to having Melissa on our platform and speaking with us. And she is also bringing, I believe, someone from her staff to also speak to us about Embracing Layers and her new book. So stay tuned. Ladies, remember to keep your heart up. Your worth. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Don't quit, and learn to love yourself freely, fully, and unconditionally. Until next time, our hearts are beating for you. Heard your voice. You said be still and know that I am God. Trust in you and all I do, and know that I will see it through. That his word is true. He'll never leave you. He'll turn your life around. He'll never let you down. Did you know all the struggles and all the things I was going through? I was trapped in my mind. I was lost and unaware, another illusion I couldn't tell, my left from my right. Did you know